Hi. As part of Hope Management Consulting Club, we, Team Consilium, have come up with a proposition for your case. First of all, to have a quantitative idea about our target, we have identified the number of students in the UK. According to UCAS in 2015, around 530,000 students were accepted into higher education, and approximately 4/5 of these were UK-based. Based on our research and findings, we're going to propose that LifeStart, or as we would call it, the Virgin Network, will become a recruiting and a networking platform. On the recruitment aspect, the Virgin Network will have to differentiate themselves from traditional recruiting agencies. This will be done by not only recruiting prospective students directly for big firms, but at the same time also promoting career services workshops from different universities in the UK. In terms of a networking platform, the Virgin Network will be the center for all possible future networking opportunities. This is not only networking between students across the UK from different universities, but also at the same time an opportunity for students to be able to network with representatives from different firms. We also propose that the Virgin Lounges should slightly be altered to accommodate more students. This can be done in several aspects. For example, some lounges can become more of a study area, like a library. Some lounges can also become more of a social area, so students can relax, meet new people, have the opportunity to network. Last but not least, the Virgin Lounges can also be a location for future guest speaker events.
A big part of the Virgin network is, of course, the evaluation of students. How can you evaluate a student in prospect for a job if not just looking at their GPA? We thought of something called a case competition that could be implemented to this platform. When students apply to this platform and begin to use the platform, they are categorized in terms of maybe majors or their interest in preference of work. So you have the management network, you have the finance network, for example. In these groups, regularly there will be posted case competitions. These case competitions will be, for example, sponsored by other companies. What does this mean? This means that, for example, a company comes with a fake case competition. This would lead to that these companies then later on will select a few people from these case competitions that are voluntarily. When going into the next round, a real case will be presented to these students that have gotten to the next stage. This would then lead to them, the winners, getting to present at this company's offices. The opportunity here is for the students to gain financial aid in terms of a win for maybe 3, 5, or 10 of the winning students. It could also be a concept of them then getting to go to this company network, which is an extreme opportunity. Not only talking about major companies like Goldman Sachs, but also talking about smaller companies that could have the use of finding new prospect students or employees. Another part of the Virgin Network would be the Virgin Network Incubator. What this means is that students with ideas can go to the Virgin Network to find prospects for their company, for example, a startup. What this would mean is that they could find a selection themselves by contacting people on the Virgin Network, or they could go to the Virgin Network themselves and get a list of people that have maybe the same interests or that would be interested in being involved in such an idea. What this will lead to is that Virgin as a brand will be some sort of father for the startup scene in the UK, which would mean a great deal for the brand itself. You also have the concept of investing pitching. You can find investors through the Virgin Network for your idea to actually make it happen in real life. When it comes to competitors, we structured a simple model to show the Virgin Network's place in the market. With the Virgin Network in the middle, you have a small circle surrounding it, which are the companies that are involved with, for example, the case competitions and the sponsorship for these students. In the circle around it, you see a few universities. Examples. What these universities represent is not necessarily the students, but the career services that have a similar job as the Virgin Network would have. But the aim here is for these universities' career services teams to be drawn to the Virgin Network And as we spoke earlier in the presentation, as well in the report, these universities will be drawn and they will be educated through the career services about the Virgin Network. What this will lead to is that the Virgin Network will be a center of attention when it comes to the career services. As a result, these companies will be drawn to the Virgin Network instead of going out to all different universities in search of employees.
Hello, we've come up with a couple ideas for the partnerships that Virgin can use to help them boost their business. Existing recruitment companies such as Reeds or Blue Arrow can be an option. These agencies can be helpful because they already have a big customer base and experience in a similar business. Another partnership can be universities. Workshops and clubs can be set up at universities to familiarize people with Virgin and their services. From small companies to large multinational corporations, they can present at these workshops. At these workshops, employers can overlook and find potential employees. Next, I will talk about the marketing proposition. It can be applied to universities as well. It is the best choice because what's a better place to find college students looking for jobs than a university? There, students can be introduced to Virgin and the companies willing to employ them.